we need to talk about mathematical proofwriting. So I want to make this video to discuss proofwriting because it is something that holds people back from succeeding in mathematics. I think it is the number one thing, because if you put in a lot of time and effort and you take a calculus class and you study every day, chances are you're going to do okay, you're going to pass, you'll get a good grade, especially if you work towards it every day and you get some good resources, you buy some books, take some courses online. In addition to your college level course, if you're taking one, you can learn calculus on your own or in a classroom. But proofwriting is a whole different beast. Now, I'm not saying you can't learn it, but I am saying that it is a bigger deterrent for people. I always say, if you can learn to write mathematical proofs, you can get a math degree, 100%, right? That is the hardest thing. So if you learn to write proofs, you can get a degree. And I think that the reason that proofwriting is so difficult for people to learn is that when you are trying to learn it, you are looking at other people's proofs and you are trying to mimic their proofs and you're trying to follow their steps. And there's nothing wrong with that, except people write proofs in different ways. Some people have much more elegant proofs than other people. You can go on an internet forum like Reddit and look at people's proofs, or anywhere on the internet and look at proofs, watch videos and look at proofs. And some of the proofs aren't written in a very clear way. They're a little bit terse, they're a little bit confusing. And then people always have opinions about proofs. You know, I have lots of proof videos and some people will say, oh, that step isn't necessary, or oh, this isn't necessary, or why did you do that? And a lot of those questions stem from people thinking their proofs are better or people not understanding, right? I mean, it's mathematics. A lot of people think they understand and they don't. So in this video, I'm going to give you some advice for getting better to write proofs. I was lucky that I was always very good at structure in mathematics. I always had a very good structure. I was good at showing my work in all my basic classes. I got good grades. I struggled with the basic understanding and intuition. That was my weakness at first. And so when it came to proofwriting, I was naturally very good at it. I worked very hard, but I was good at it. In fact, when I started this YouTube channel, I mainly did proof videos, and that's what got me some attention because my proofs were fairly well written and there weren't many on the internet. I had the only video on the internet for this particular thing. So I think the best way to learn to write proofs is find good proofwriting resources, right? Find good videos. So my advice is check out my videos. I've got playlists with proofs, and do at least 2 proofs a day. So every morning when you get up, work on proof writing for maybe 30 minutes, 45 minutes, and try to knock out at least 2 proofs every single morning, even just one. And work on it every day, right? It's not something that's gonna come as easy as, say, learning algebra or learning calculus. You're gonna have to work a lot harder to get better at proofwriting. The second thing you should do is get a book that helps you learn to write proofs. Now, there's all kinds of great books. One I really like is the book by Daniel Vellman. It's a great book. I'll leave the link in the description to that book. It's not a little expensive, but it's a fantastic book, and it's worth picking up. I like that book because I like the proofs, and I like that he spends a lot of time explaining things in multiple ways. So I think that's probably one of the best proofwriting books out there. Another book you can check out is one of my books. This is a lot smaller than Vellman's book. It's a lot cheaper. It's called Mathematical Proofs for Beginners, Direct, Contrapositive, and Contradiction. The reason this book is good is because it just contains proofs and it focuses on these 3 main techniques. Also, the proofs are all written in different ways. So you get different flavors, and so you can kind of figure out, how do you like to write your proofs? What words do you like to use? And it helps you learn proof structure. Now, this one just jumps into the proofs. Vellman's book spends a lot of time on logic, which is very important, right? And it's great for that. So I'd recommend both my book, and I also recommend Vellman's book, which is much more comprehensive than my book. This is more of a workbook that has lots of solved proofs, and they're easy, right? They're easy proofs, whereas Vellman's book is a complete package for proofwriting. There's a lot of problem books in mathematics on writing proofs, but a lot of times they're very advanced. They're at the graduate level. This one is for beginners. So if you just want to get started with proof writing, this is an affordable, inexpensive option. But again, I recommend you also get Velleman's book because that is definitely more comprehensive than my book. Work on it every day. Don't give up. Follow good proofs, right? Again, so if you go online and you look at other people's proofs, you might get confused, but you're probably confused anyways if you're trying to write proofs. So realize it's hard. Realize that it's going to take a lot of time. You know, when you're learning to write proofs, you're not going to sit down and do 20 proofs in a day. That's why I said do one or two proofs a day. That's it. That's it. Don't set unreasonable goals. Again, don't think, oh, I'm going to sit down today and do 25 proofs. That's probably not going to happen. I mean, it might, but it's probably not going to happen. You know, when you take advanced courses in mathematics where there's proof writing like advanced calculus, you'll rarely even have 25 homework questions in a course of 2 weeks, in a period of 2 weeks. Why? Because the professor knows that these things are going to take you time and energy, and they're hard. It's hard to learn to write proofs. And a lot of it has to do with the structure. It's just hard. It's just hard. I'm thinking back to when I was learning, and even once you think you learn to write proofs, even once you think you got it, you'll still slip up, you'll still make mistakes, and it's part of the process. And as you keep going up in mathematics and you go to harder and harder classes, your proof writing is going to get stronger and stronger over time. So if you're still watching this video, let me just say, don't give up. Keep moving forward. Proof writing is the hardest thing you can learn in math. Once you learn it, once you learn to write proofs, you'll be able to get a college degree in mathematics, and you can do well. You can do well. It is the hardest thing. Right? Computational math can also be hard, but it's way easier compared to proof-based mathematics. Also, I should mention this, the proofs in different areas of math are different. There's combinatorial proofs. Those are completely different from other types of proofs. And then there's proofs in abstract algebra versus proofs in real analysis. Completely different, right? Just a completely different flavor. You know, the abstract algebra proofs you write are going to be very, very different from the advanced calculus proofs you write. It's just a different flavor. In advanced calculus, AKA real analysis, you're going to be working with a lot of inequalities. It's just going to feel different. It might actually feel harder than writing the abstract algebra proofs. The abstract algebra proofs require more writing, more English. It's a little bit different. So different flavors. You'll find out what you like best. Yeah, and it's a beautiful journey. Proofs are one of those things that once you learn to write proofs on your own, you're going to feel like you really understand mathematics. One more thing I should mention. When you're done writing a proof, you should always go back and you should go through every single step and ask, does this step follow from the previous? Furthermore, you should ask, why did I decide to do this? You really want to understand the intuition behind the proofs, especially if you're reading someone else's proof. If you're reading someone else's proof without trying it on your own, it's like, oh, wow, they did that. Oh, that's really clever. But really try to understand why they made that choice. And a lot of times, that's really hard to see. For example, if you pick up the book Principles of Mathematical Analysis by Walter Rudin, and you look at that book, you're going to see something like, let epsilon be greater than 0, choose delta to be the minimum of like 3 different fractions. And you'll say, where did that come from? Well, that, my friends, is because he figured it out beforehand. So a lot of books omit the intuition and stuff like that. That's why I like Velleman's book so much, because he really breaks it down. He really goes through it. My book is good too. So yeah. Check out my courses, check out my books, links in the description. Check out my YouTube channels, Math Sorcerer Español, Internet Sorcerer. Check out my Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. Subscribe, like, follow, all that, share, all that stuff. Get after it every day, my friends. Stay strong.